She said in young.
Okay, is Patrick on?
He's coming.
Okay.
Share your screen. Oh, there he is.
All right, we're just getting a couple people loaded on here, and then we're getting ready to start. So for those of you who are on today, welcome. For those of you who are going to tune in later, if you have any questions or anything, just email, call us or whatnot. So we're going to be talking about list reports today. I want to go ahead and start with Patrick. Why don't you just give us an overview of the service that your company is providing us here?
All right, cool. Can you all hear me okay?
Can't hear you. Can't hear you that great.
Hold on a second. Let me hold on one second.
Me. My volume was way down. I think it was me.
Can you hear me better? All right, cool. So List Reports is really a great system that we offer. There's no charge to the agents to be able to use that system. Some of you in the past may have been familiar with a previous system that we had sponsored here called Listing Booster. And this has some of the same functionality, but also better functionality, in my opinion. And the look and design of the system itself is much, much better than Listing Booster. You know, Dustin and I spent some time really digging through the agent front or dashboard, so to speak, in the system with List Reports, and it has a lot of stuff in there that can take some time off your plate. That it's already generating for you, and a lot of it's automated, and you're able just to rock and roll and get back to doing other things for prospecting and whatnot. So this is a really great program. I encourage everybody to take advantage of it. Again, it's a free tool. There's no skin off your back, so to speak, to be able to sign up for it. So I say we dive into it and just look at some of the functionality on here, Dustin, and go from there.
Okay, sounds good. So as Patrick was talking about, basically, yes, a very useful system with a lot of tools to help enhance listings, and it does a lot more than that too. What I really like about the system is it's extremely easy to use. It's very user friendly, and it has a lot of different marketing pieces, not even just specifically to your listings, that you can share in social media platforms, print platforms, text code platforms. So there's a lot of different parts to it, but again, super easy. I went in and we taught ourselves how to use it, and I think I spent less than 45 minutes really feeling super comfortable with the system, if you will. And now it does even more than what I tore into as well. So my opinion, and just so you guys know, side note, I'm going to keep you probably less than 20 minutes today, so we're not going to be too long. This is an intro. If you want a more in-depth type of training, we'd love to do those in person with you, and we'll kind of get into that as we go. So with that being said, the market isn't the same anymore. We need to be starting to go back to using all the tools to our disposal, because you're not going to put a listing on the market and it's not going to sell in the first weekend with 32,000 offers for 800,000 over list price. It's not going to happen anymore. We're completely gone out of that market. You are going to have to work to sell your listings, and to get attention to your listings, and to give consumers every opportunity to engage with your listings, make it really easy for them to get information on your listings. So we're going to have to kind of go back to some basics when it comes to that kind of stuff. This program offers us a lot of opportunity to do those type of things. So with that being said, I'm going to just give you guys a quick walkthrough. And again, if you want to access the system, email Patrick, he will get you set up. So first off, when you, I just want to show you some of the functionality of it. When you log in, the biggest things are obviously coming in and setting up your profile. So you get it all branded to who you are, the messages, the websites, and everything that you want in here. It gives you a lot of opportunity to add different things like, obviously bio and that kind of stuff. Make sure you get your MLSs in there correctly so it can pull your property listing feeds and have the right info in there. You can even put like YouTube videos and all kinds of stuff that will play on your profile when somebody clicks on it.
Hey Dustin, can you share your screen on there? Is that possible?
That would help.
All right, there we go. It's starting to come through. There we go. We can see it good now.
Okay, let me just make a couple of little changes on my side. Okay, you guys can all see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the main screen of List Reports when you log in. I'm just going to kind of giving you some quick options on things you can use to market or create different reports, if you will. My suggestion, as soon as you log in, go in and get your profile set up like we were just talking about, websites, emails, attach your MLS to it. It'll pull the feed from all of your listings. I have mine attached. Every time I list a home, I get an email in about 6 or 7 hours from List Reports saying that my property has been uploaded and that the list reports are available. I need to get my bio in here. Haven't done it yet. Here's an important one. They have text lead capture where you can make riders and hang on your sign. Gives a great opportunity for you to pick up leads from your sign. Back in the days when we used to use Listing Booster, I had these on all of my signs. I mean, every now and then you'd roll a goose egg, but on a low listing, I'd get 2 to 3 leads. On a good listing, I'd get over 5, 7, 8, 9 leads sometimes. I like to tell a story when it comes to these text codes. FYI, just click here. Bear with me here. And then you can change your code here or create a code. And when you click here, it will give you the rules in terms of what your code needs to be, if you will. But I always like kind of tell a story is that I've gained, and we'll get into that later, but I've gained a ton of business from text code leads, a ton of commissionable dollars. So we'll kind of get into that, but yeah, we want to go into your profile, make sure all this stuff is set. Again, your customized text code is in your profile, and then you can actually even upload videos and that kind of things that will play on your profile when somebody comes across it. Company information, password, all kinds of all basically self-explanatory, all on your profile. Then you want to also do your settings, which just tells you how you want to receive notifications and what email you want to add in here to receive your notifications. So when you get the listings completed and they're ready to be marketed, when you get leads, when you get different things like that, so that you can make sure you're getting that information. From there, there's your text code, and then you can set like your market areas that will be like your highlight markets when you are using advertising with this, and you can add tons of different markets. You just don't have to have one. So from there, when you go back to the home tab here, this home tab just gives you kind of a quick little shortcut to different marketing packs you can do. Local housing data for social media, advertising my listing, list packs, which we'll get into that in a moment. Different, social media type stuff where you can just easily link into those and all these different resources that are available to you. Now, all of everything in here that's shortcutted is all on the left-hand side. So let's go ahead and start with shareables, if you will. So shareables, when we come in here, not only does it give you opportunities to make social media type posts and those type of things for just listed properties that are your properties, if you will. You could click in here, pick your format. So let's just say we wanted this format here, and we could have a super easy, nice graphic that we can email, we can share on the different social media sites, that we can post to places on our blog sites, on our website, and that kind of stuff. And when you click on it, it will let you create it. Which listing do we want to do? We pick our listing. There it is, just listed. You can change the template format here. So say we wanted to go over to this one, it's going to give us that type of picture. Say we wanted multiple pictures, we can click in here, gives you property data. Down here, it already creates a post for you with all the hashtags that are real common to this kind of stuff. And you can add to this too. But you could, like, just for example, if we were happy with this and wanted to put it on our social media, we would literally just click copy caption, click share to social media. It's going to automatically launch your social media if you're logged in. And then we just paste the caption. And obviously we can change this to our business site or where we want to go from here. And easy, it's that easy to post something in there.
Easy time saver right there. I mean, it's that's a no-brainer. I mean, it even has the hashtag set up
for you. Just an FYI, when you list a property and it gets you the welcome email, it just already gives you all those links to click on and do this, unless you want to edit it and make changes to it. So you don't have to log in half the time to do it. So let's go back to shareables, because I wanted to show you a couple more little quick things on here. And as you can see, there's probably about 50 more things in here that I'm going to touch on today. But let's just say we weren't doing a new just listed property or anything. Say we wanted to pick out something they had. So let's say this one right here, open doors, selling home at a loss. Say we wanted to use that one. We click on it. it would give us the graphic, and we can change this up if we want to. So, and then it would give you kind of an easy, quick copy caption to put to your social media. And if you wanted to view what this was before you post it, you would just click this little item here, and this would give you the link to the article that List Reports is already auto loaded. Just as an FYI, those are all in that first section of that scroll bar. Is most of the time all pretty current data and current news articles that they're going to be swapping out for you. This one's coming from this gentleman, Mike, which is like a real estate, like economics expert. It never is going to list you to some other real estate agent's website or other broker's information. It's going to be from people like this. It's going to be from or National Association of Realtors in most cases that I've seen. So this gives you just some good information that you can link in and easy shares to keep people engaging with your websites and your social media. If we go back to shareables here again, there are tons of them. If you scroll through, DIY, housing predictions, upgrades, home equity, CPI indexes, tons and tons of current information that you can share super easy, and you don't have to put a ton of effort into it. Now, if you scroll down, there's all kinds of other ones you can do, especially even if you wanted personalized ones to your clients. You could come in here and click these. You could have home anniversaries, new baby, new home, thank you, that you can share or email personally to your clients or personally on their social media pages by quickly just clicking on one of these and saying we wanted to do a thank you card. We click right on it. Comes up in a similar format to what we've seen in the other ones. Quick editable if you want. It's still loading. Give it a second here.
I mean, and as it's loading, Dustin, just a note, like it's creating all that content for you when it's loading, to where it's branded for you too. So, I mean, that's why it takes a second.
Congratulations on your new bundle of joy. I just picked a different one, but you can change this right here. So say we just wanted to change this to a special occasion, you know, and you could change it, you know, new home right here. They already have them in here. So, and you can change the templates, you know, and there's multiple options. Well, there's 3 on this one, and you can come in, choose branding. I didn't really like this branding part because it kind of puts like another background into it. So if you guys can't see my hand, but this becomes your entire graphic all the way from the green all the way down to the white on the bottom, but it's branded to you. It's super easy, super quick share, super quick download, super quick email, whatever you want. And then if you look at the bottom, there's more that you can choose from. So there's all kinds of different things in this little shareables tab that are extremely useful, and it take very little time for you to log in and post them. Or you could make a custom one right here if you wanted to get into it a little bit more. You just click on the custom deal here and start creating it, if you will. And we don't need to wait for that one to load up. We go back to shareables here. Shareables also has a lot of stuff that could be associated with the local housing market. When you pick in here, you can pick like a local housing market data, pick your template that you want, and then come in here and customize it to where you want to go. So let's say we wanted to go 85383 up here in Peoria. We could add, it's going to change all the numbers here. We're going to have a cool little deal telling us there's 460 active listings, 40 new listings last 5 days, 60 days medium home price. Here's your average medium price. Super easy. Already comes up with a copy and paste for your social media and quick share. So super, super fast, super convenient, really good data that you guys ask us how to get all the time. I guess I probably should have logged into List Reports because I could have told you just to come here instead of trying to find title companies and et cetera, to make them for you. So play around in there, find a ton of really good information that you can easily share. All right, so if you can kind of get an idea, there's tons of pieces of marketing you can use from that shareables tab. And you can even search right here and search their entire catalog. And let me tell you, there's like hundreds of them in there. Okay, let's move on to marketing kits. Again, I'm trying to keep you guys very short period of time today. When you log into marketing kits, your listings are going to show here. Now, some of these listings are listings I sold in the past, which you could archive these if you don't want them in here. And if you log in and you don't see a listing, easy, just click new marketing kit, property address, that kind of stuff. Now, if you pull a URL and put it in here, it's going to autofill all the data that pulls from that URL. My suggestion would be put your KV core link in here, because that's going to be right from your website for that specific listing. It will autofill all of the data. Once you're done, you could do some extra customization if you want, and you hit submit. In about 5 minutes, they've created that entire marketing kit for you for that specific property.
Yeah, hey, Dustin, real quick on that. So these marketing kits, right, when you're putting in that Zillow link or Realtor.com link or whatever, that link is not to drive people to Zillow or to Realtor.com or anywhere. All it is a quicker, easier way for list reports to pull the data to create your custom marketing kit. That's all it is. And so if you just did your MLS or the address in there and you didn't paste the Zillow link, that's totally okay. It will just take a bit longer because list reports will only sync with the MLSs, at certain times of the day. So when you put that Zillow link in there, it's just giving an immediate access to that information that's in the MLS anyway, and it just speeds this process up. So like by the time that you hit submit on the marketing kit and it processes, I mean, like I said, within 5 minutes you have this thing completely made. So sorry, I just wanted to kind of go over what that link was for.
Sure. And what I kind of feel like this is for is that if you're wanting, does it swap back over to me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that the MLS is going to pull the feed from your listing anyways in the first, I mean, I've seen it 6 or 7 hours, but in the first 24 hours when you log in here, MLS is already going to pull your feed in here. It's if you wanted to do it really fast, or if you wanted this format for, a listing that Lisa listed, and it's not my listing, so it's not going to be in my list reports. I could come and just make it pretty easy and have my own listing report on that property that I could share. So that's kind of where I kind of see it coming from, because it is going to autofill your listing anyways. So once your listing is in your marketing kit here, if you click this view button, let's go view, there we go. It's going to take you to the marketing kit for this property, and it's going to give you tons of different really easy to access information for different marketing on social media platforms, print platforms, email platforms, and all those kind of different things. So let's just take a quick look here at the just listed. We can click on the just listed, and we're going to get a nice graphic of the just listed that we can post to our social media. We can email out. We can use it in tons of different areas. Nice little graphic, gives us the property we're on, couple of templates. We can change these photos around. You can use less photos, more photos, whoever you want. Let's just say image 3 we took out. It's going to replace image 3. We probably wouldn't want to kill image 3. It just makes it a gray box. So, but in other templates, sorry, when you do that, it will autofill like 3-bed, 4-bed, 3-bath or whatever in here. This template doesn't look like it's doing it today, but
yeah,
and
like
then again,
infographic.
I'm sorry.
An infographic.
An infographic will load in certain templates. And you guys, just as an FYI, it might be having a problem with this listing because this address is the same address of like 10 listings in this neighborhood because it's a condo. So that this listing's had some issue. Unfortunately, it's my only active listing. So, but yes, traditionally when you delete a photo, it's going to add some property information in a little box there. So, and then here's your quick little description, copy caption, take action, download, share, social media, share to other platform if you want here. Super easy, little quick info on the property that you can share out and do some marketing on. So let's go back a page here.
And while that's loading up too, Dustin, I just want to talk real fast. So if you're actively farming too, right? So you could make a marketing kit for listings even if they're not with Epic. So So if you're actively farming, you have an address in that farm and you want to create a marketing kit to market to your farm, you could create that marketing kit and have all this stuff available for you to be able to address your farm. And like, look at all this stuff here. I mean, it does it for you. So, so what I was kind of doing with this is also I'm running, if you have a farm, let's say you're targeting on an area or a zip code or something like that, creating a marketing kit that's branded to the agent that like, let's say I'm working with, and we could start doing Facebook campaigns in that farm area to try to generate buyers in your farm. So that way, when you're going and canvassing or whatever, you can actually try to say, hey, you know, I'm bringing buyers with me into this farm.
Correct. Super easy. So, and then if you look below that, you have an open house and under contract or recently sold. So you could market this thing multiple times throughout the process of its transaction, or you can actually put a functional interactive website right on your social media, email, wherever you want to share it digitally, which I'll click on it and give you a little quick view of what that looks like.
And those of you that are familiar with Listing Booster had like this very similar functionality on the single property website. But as you can see on this video, I mean, the website just looks so much better than the Listing Booster website. I mean, it's not even a comparison.
Well, and it gives a lot of info if you decide to use the actual property website. It gives the property itself, about the home, photo gallery, explore the area. It's gonna autofill from public data, the schools, the shopping in the area, the parks, outdoor activities, neighborhood food, restaurants. We already went over the schools. So it gives a ton of information for somebody to be very interactive with your website. They can calculate mortgage on here through Patrick and Reggie's systems, if you will. They can contact the agent. They could contact the loan officer. Very, very interactive, easily to just share right into your Facebook account with one super similar click. So super simple on the property website. It's already made for you. All you have to do is click it. Property website, this would be a little bit different one, recently sold in the area. And it gives you a couple of different options here. Here's what's super cool too. You're doing an open house. You can't, you're on the fly trying to get a flyer made. Super easy open house flyer. These flyers are very nice. Most of them are double side printable. So you can have tons of information on the flyer itself. In terms of, here's your open house that you can hand out at the property. Here's all the neighborhood data that was in that other report that we just pulled on the website, and gives you all that information to be able to give to a consumer walking into that open house, if you will. Looks really nice. That makes you look very professional. Promotional flyers, if you wanted to hang flyers on your sign, you wanted to hand them out, you wanted to canvas neighborhood. Very, very similar type setup, obviously without the open house. And here's one that I thought was cool, is we're always looking for stuff like this, which is a quick open house sign-in sheet that you could have available in that way, if you didn't have one easily to, on the day of your open house, you can print these off really quick. And if you wanted to even go more in depth and offer a consumer at an open house, or anybody for that matter, with a more in-depth property report, they offer that in print format right here as well. And you can email these super easy with the share link here, but then this gives you a ton of property information, more pictures, all the area stuff, all in easily printable type formats. So all stuff that you can just grab at a moment's notice if needed. Not very tough. You don't have to get in Canva and start creating everything yourself. And let me see, where were we? Okay, you could even actually get postcards that if you had a print relationship, or you wanted to go ahead and pay for them, that you could actually create easy postcards super quick. You could hand out in an area, you could mail out, you could do what you want with. Here's the one part that I really like, which is super cool, is the sign writer. So back where I showed you where to create your own sign code, I created my own sign code. Give just a minute here. This is the one that I created. This phone number is going to be the same. Now, if we go back to the Listing Booster days, we had to have an individual code for each property, and we had to assign that code to said property. We don't have to do that anymore with this system. You can hang this on your sign. they're going to text that number, and then the list reports is going to geocode the location of that phone to the listings you have as an individual agent, and they're going to put the listing closest to their geocode on their phone on top, and they'll be able to click in, see all the details on that listing, do all the interactions the way we were talking before. They can calculate mortgage, they can search for other homes. It's a fully functional website, and it gives them all the information on that specific property. And that again was in the settings tab where you create your own code. This is where it pumps out on this end. We're getting some pricing together right now to figure out how much these are going to cost. But the nice thing is you don't have to have one specific for a property. You can print a couple of these and they go on any home, and they got a couple of formats, so you don't have to recreate the wheel here if you don't want to either. But if anybody wants to, go ahead and try to text that number right here to Epic Homes, and it's going to give you a list of all my listings in there, which I need to archive some, but you can go ahead and do it right now, because once you do that, you get an email and a text message with the lead from the phone number that texted it, and it tells you the property they texted on. So I'm going to jump out of Marketing Kits here real quick and go to My Leads, because me and Patrick did a dummy lead this morning. And once it comes over to My Leads here, boom, you have the phone number that texted it and the property that it texted in, the date that it came in, and we can go in and start working this lead, if you will. Super useful. Again, back in the day, and this is where I kind of want to tell the story of these, is I used to get quite a bit of leads when we were using these pretty proactively. And I closed multiple deals on it, but one specifically, I had somebody come through and we calculated that between his sale and purchase, because I did retain him as a client, his sale and purchase and the family member referrals over about a 2-year period, I closed about $2 million worth of real estate with this specific family, just because he was driving around one day, texted my code, and we started talking. Because I literally called him while I was still sitting out front of the house. He didn't even buy that house, but we were able to kind of spawn a relationship there, and he's still a client. And this was from several years ago. So super useful. We're in a time where the market's a little tougher. It's a little tougher to sell homes, a little tougher to get leads right now. A lot of people have hesitation, but this is a great opportunity for you to be able to connect with a potential buyer who's literally spending their time driving around looking at signs on houses. Typically speaking, is a more engaged buyer if they're taking the time to do that. Okay. So if we go back to Marketing Kits, a couple other quick things I wanted to show you here. Again, when we're Marketing Kits, here's your listing view. And we are going to go scroll down as soon as it loads here. And there's, just to kind of show you guys more, there's a ton more things that you can use in here. Here's open house flyers, promotional flyers. We already kind of went over the flyers. I have not clicked on, this is the sign-in sheets and that kind of stuff. Property report, we looked at that. In escrow flyer, just listed flyer, all kinds of different things that you can use in here. Pre-listing presentation, this was kind of neat. I clicked on it. We don't have to go into it today. It gives a bunch of data. Like, it's probably not a complete full report, but it's something that's pretty neat that you could add to your current listing habits, if you will, or your listing presentation, if you will. Neighborhood reports, back to sign writers. Multiple different postcard options that you can download and print, download and send to somebody to print for you. And just has tons and tons of resources, if you will, here. You can also go back over here to activity feeds. In activity feeds, it will tell you all the different things that you're doing in list reports, including new leads coming in. And you can kind of see all that happening in real time once it loads here in just a minute. And so I got a new lead. I can view the lead. I created a new marketing kit for this property, and it archives these and saves them for you. So super quick little instant kind of Rolodex of what you've been doing in list reports. Now, if we go down to list packs, now this can get very in depth here. You guys could spend a lot of time in here. They have created, based on the area codes that you have identified that you're working in, already pre-made like marketing pieces, if you will. So for example, let's just go in and look at homes with pools.
What are you girls doing?
In homes with pools, we get this nice little graphic here. We can pick our area that we want to market in. We can create, pick from different templates. So what we want to show when we share it, if you will. Obviously the one with pools would probably be best for the ones with pools. And we can even copy this text so we don't have to rewrite it. Copy link, send by email, share on Facebook, already pre-made and ready for you. If you want to click preview, this will take you to where it is. Now, List Reports links into a website called Robin that they have a partnership with, which is basically just a search engine, if you will. This has
It's
no
like an
other.
IDX, right? Kind of like
It's an
similar to
IDX,
what-
yes,
yeah.
but the thing is, it's not Zillow or anything like that. It will have no other listing agents or other real estate brokerages contact information and or advertising on it. It's just all branded to you, and everything they do in here will lead them back to contacting you. Gives a ton of good information on the property, but look at the bottom here. It's got all your information. So it's all branded to you, and it gives you that list of all these properties with pools right here. I do have a message into list reports, if you will, asking if we can actually link this into KV Core. It might be a little bit challenging because it has so many different feeds. I don't know if they'd be able to put that together. Even if they can't, this one's fine because it's just a basic IDX that looks great and has no other information from other agents on it. So it totally works just fine. So with that being said, that's if you come into list packs. Now let's go back in there here real quick. And you can create your own, where you come in here and you tell them exactly what you want to market. And again, when it comes to this kind of stuff, this is just pretty convenient. It looks really nice, but KV Core will give you the option to do these type of things too. So we can come in here and we can create our own with tons of different options on what kind of list we want to put out. Or again, just come in here and pick ones they've already pre-created because it's 3 clicks and you're done. So you can just pick any of these. And then anything that you've done in the past is going to be saved here for a quick re-reference, if you will, to share again if you wanted to do so in the future. Or you can come in and do property searches and send to individual leads that you might have in your lead profile here. So with that being said, I kind of wanted to keep this as short as I could for today. If you guys want additional, more in-depth walkthrough of this, we're happy to do so. Just set a time. And Patrick and I are working on trying to figure out how to get you some of these riders at the most affordable rate. We'll have some more information on that once we get some pricing back, because there's a link in here to buy them, but it's kind of expensive. So we're looking for a new one. But in a nutshell, if you can't see within, even the training, we're on what? I don't even see the time here, but we're less than 20 minutes, I think. And we just ran through a good chunk of it. But happy to sit down with you guys to do some more training if you'd like. Super useful when you list a property, or even if you don't have any listings, come in here and create some listing packs on some other listings at the brokerage or within neighborhoods. It's always going to put the right branding and the right lead to other brokerages if that's the case or whatnot. So you don't have to worry about that. You can literally make one on any home out there. But very, very useful tools brought to us by Fairway and Patrick. I think it's something we need to start using ASAP. On a side note, one quick last thing. I don't know if you were on the deal with Glass Home Inspections last week where they're doing the pre-listings. They're providing writers that can drive you text too. My thought process was this is a great way to get a drive-by buyer extremely engaged in your listing if they want information. You could hang both those writers, one on top, one on bottom. You could integrate them into your signs because these numbers never change. You don't need specific numbers for specific houses. And when that buyer's in front of the property, they can text and get the property information, whether it's through the Fairway backed list reports, whether it's through the Glass Home Inspection report side, which they also get the home inspection if they do that too, or I think they have a small fee to do that. But either way, it will capture the lead for you as the agent, which then gives you that opportunity to talk about that person or talk with that person about that house. And if they're not interested in it, to talk to them about additional houses in the area, additional, and show them other properties. But most importantly, when you're sitting in a listing presentation, you can show them that you have access to this. And as the listing agent, when people are texting on the code in front of the house, you are the one with the most interest to sell that property and that property specifically, which gives you a really great tool to pitch to your sellers. So kind of a quick overview, I know, but I just wanted to make sure you guys knew this was out there. Super easy, super available to you. Just email Patrick. Any questions you guys have or anything you want to add, Patrick?
Nothing right now. I'll go ahead and post my email address. It's just patrick.bowman@fairwaymc.com. I'll post that in the group as well. I think really right now, just to recap really fast, is like lead capture and lead generation. It's really good at where it's going to be right now. We might be a little slowing up right now in the market, but going forward, the person with the biggest database is going to win when this stuff starts coming around and is really attacking that and attacking that database and staying on top of it, marketing it. And this is a really, really great way to add to that. So it's a free tool. You throw up a fairly cheap sign writer, and there are going to be very few places where you can get higher intent leads than people that are driving around looking at houses and texting the code to get to that single property website that's branded to you. It's very hard. It's going to be very hard to find people that are more highly intent than that.
And it gives you a great resource for social media advertising on your listings or other, those little, you guys call me all the time asking me, where did Julie get this post she did? Where did, somebody get this post? These are the types of systems that they're getting those posts from, because there's all kinds of stuff in that shareables. There's do it yourself, staging, there's all kinds of stuff. So I encourage you to take some time, take a look at it. If you want to sit down and have a more in-depth, give us a call. But that's all I had today, unless you guys have any questions.
Thanks, guys.
Easy, good.